Thank you for stopping by to listen to my dad, Larry Witcher, otherwise known as the Professor of Useless Knowledge. I hope you enjoy it.
Okay, let's get the Professor of Useless Knowledge in here. Come on in, Larry.
I'm coming in this morning, Julio.
Yeah, you doing okay?
Yeah, we're doing just fine. Had a good weekend.
That's great.
Hot Friday.
Boy, Friday and Saturday was a scorcher, wasn't it?
It was, and earlier you said it was cool this morning.
Boy, it feels good.
In December, this would be hot.
Yeah, it would.
It would. Well, this morning, Julio, we're going to go to Reno, Georgia.
Reno, Georgia?
Reno,
okay.
Georgia. Sarah Ward called in and said Luther Osborne lives in Reno, Georgia.
Yeah.
World War II veteran.
Oh, yeah.
89 years old. Served in Germany in the infantry. His job was delivering mortar ammunition and driving a Jeep to pick up the bodies.
What about it?
You know, I never did think about it. The war was just like a job you got here. You got to have everything had to be planned out to every little detail.
Yeah.
You just didn't go there with your gun and start shooting. Somebody had to get you there. Then you had to be told where to go. Then somebody's got to get you the tools to work with, ammunition, food to eat, and all that. So it was a horrifying thing, I'm sure.
Horrifying is a good word for that.
To live through that. And with deep regrets, we lost a World War II veteran last night.
Who was it?
Mr. John Lambert, 96 years old. He was in the Army, and I believe he was a medic. And not only was he a World War II veteran that allowed us to live what we do now, but he was a very good, dear friend of mine. Lived just the other side of between.
Thoughts and prayers are with his family, for
with
sure.
his family. He was 96, died about 10 o'clock last night.
Oh.
John Lambert. And last 200 years ago today, Julio, Washington, D.C., the Capitol was set afire. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
I didn't either.
What year was that?
1814.
Okay.
August the 24th, 1814, after the Americans were defeated in a battle of Baldenburg, the British forces, led by Major Robert Ross, occupied Washington City, burned many buildings, and also set fire to the Capitol and the White House. And I didn't even know that. They didn't tell me that in school.
Yeah, and if they did, you don't remember it. But that, in other words, you don't remember that question being on your test, do you?
No, I don't.
I don't know that. 1814, yeah.
August 24th, 1814. And
sad day.
The man told me Saturday, he said, I listened to you and Julio Friday. I cut my radio off, and I may never turn it on again.
Uh-oh. What would we do to offend him?
We have very much upset this man.
Oh.
He said it had been over 50 years since he had even thought about hoeing cotton. and since we brought that up, he had flashbacks all Friday night of hoeing cotton, and that we may have lost him as a listener.
Listen, we go back in time and bring back memories. We didn't say they'd all be happy and good. You know, I mean, this is our job, but yeah, hoeing cotton would be a bad memory for somebody and a bad nightmare.
He says I hurt all over when I got up Saturday morning from hoeing cotton all Friday night. So you too have lost a listener.
Listen, after they solved the problem of crabgrass in cotton, when they started using Triffland, and you didn't have to do all that hoeing, you know, and everybody thought they had it made. Well, then here comes the kookaburras, and they got them things started in your fields. And I don't think my granddaddy had any kookaburras till they started picking it with a machine, you know.
Well, that scattered them from one field to the next.
Had them, boy, and then see, the Truffland wouldn't stop them from coming up.
Our problem was not so much the crabgrass. We could chop it out, but it was Johnson grass.
Yeah. Now, you got that, you got something. You never, Joel don't know what we're talking about, Johnson grass.
Joel, have you ever seen a rooster?
Yes.
And he's got a spur. He's got a spur on him.
Uh-huh.
All right, well, now, the Johnson grass roots is like a rooster spur.
Oh, okay.
And when you pull it up, you got them spurs everywhere,
Yeah.
and they break off in the ground when you pull some up, and it'll just come right back.
Ah.
The only way you used to could get rid of Roundup, of Johnson grass before Roundup came in, Julio, was to move off and leave it.
Yeah, move off and leave it. And I tell you, the farm where I'm at was Mr. Coleman Edcock's farm, and that's the farm I bought in '85. And they had a couple of terraces on that field. And, of course, the terraces was full of Johnson grass. But you know what we done when we got a hold of that land and moved in there? We tore all the terraces down and flattened that land out so we could farm it, like we wanted to. Well, guess what we done?
Scattered it all over the farm. Sure did.
Yeah, we scattered Johnson grass over 18 acres like it had never been planted. It's just like you just went out there and planted it.
Yes, you had a good hay field.
And tried to truck farm it there for about 7-8 years before finally giving up and planting it in Bermuda grass. But my daddy put so much chicken manure on that stuff, it looked like sugar cane growing. He had Johnson grass 14 feet high.
I don't doubt it one bit.
And the best crop you ever seen. But we did thin it out several years after planting it in hay. We cut it. We had so many hot, dry summers in a row. When we'd cut it for hay and shave it off even with the ground, I guess the hot heat dried some of it up, and we did lose some of it, but I still got patches of Johnson grass on that same farm today.
You probably keep them there.
It'll be there the rest of my life.
Before I leave, we salute Luther Osborne today, and our salute and sympathy goes out to the John Lambert family.
Amen.
And
Okay, then.
y'all
Thank you, Mr.
call me and give me some more numbers now.
Okay, let's give let's give them a phone number.
770-267-2845. Call me. Don't call the radio station.
No.
Leave a message if I don't answer the phone.
Yeah.
And we'll get you tomorrow.
Yeah. Larry, thank you so much. We'll see you then, yeah?
Sure enough.
Okay, there he goes. That's a professor of useless knowledge. That's Larry Witcher.